So welcome back to Vintage Steel Garage on this lovely sunny day. What I'm going to be doing today is I've got the Porsche Boxster on the road, just past its MOT, no advisories, so that's great. But might not just be Porsche, but predominantly with the Porsche Boxster and the 911, we seem to have this problem that we don't use them all year round. Then you come to want to use it, battery's flat, parasitic drain of the alarm. I think there's also some other, I wouldn't say there's some faults on the system, but they do seem to be good at draining batteries, the Boxster and also the 911 I've got here. So I'm constantly got them on trickle charges, and sometimes I forget. So what I've decided this year is, now I've got it started and I've got the battery charged up, I'm going to fit one of these little battery saver devices that I've bought off eBay. They're fairly inexpensive and they just go between the negative wire. So one goes onto the post of the battery, one goes onto the negative wire, and then you have a remote control to turn it on and off. So basically it's like having your battery disconnected but without having to open the bonnet. And there lies a problem with the Boxster and the 911 of this era. The release to get the bonnet open, which you've got open at the moment, the release is down here, as you know. So you pull that. On the early 986 it's a mechanical one. On the later 986s and also on the 911 it's a push button here. But this has an electronic interlock, so if the battery's flat you can't open the bonnet. On the later cars, inside the fuse box here, it has a pull out that you can put a battery supply on to get it started. This one doesn't have that, so you're then forced to grope around under the wheel arch up here for a mechanical cable that you can pull and release it. Or what I've done is I've got a fairly inexpensive battery booster. Doesn't need to be a battery booster, it could be a simple battery charger, and I'll show you what I did to get mine started this year. I just simply use this battery booster with a cable like this through your cigarette lighter socket. I just use it through the cigarette lighter socket, so I took this out, plug that in there and put 12 volts across those two. You only need a couple of amps, if that really. You know, you're not charging the car through this connection point. You just put in a few volts through there, not much current, just enough to be able to pop the bonnet, that's it. You're not starting the car via that method of charging the battery. I believe you can trickle charge through there, I haven't tried that, but it's just enough for one of those booster packs just to get you out of jail and get your bonnet open without having to scroll around and find that mechanical cable. So let's get on adding this battery saver so we don't have this problem in future. This is a device we've got here, like I say, it's pretty inexpensive off eBay, just called a remote control battery disconnect switch. So it'll go in between the negatives, and then there's a feed that goes to the positive wire, and you end up with two remote controls for it here. You've got some great Chinese English instructions which don't make a lot of sense, but I think it's pretty common sense. A couple of lock washers for this. Now these are loose, so what I would say is just make sure you've tightened all these up. Once you've decided on your position of it, make sure they're tight, and I think that's what the lock washers are for as well, to go under here. Just gives you, and I've checked these are tight here, on here. And also congratulations to the manufacturer, there's 3 bolts to do and you need 3 spanners. You need a 10, a 12 and a 14. So first off we're going to disconnect the negative off the battery. So there we go, that's off. Yeah, that shut me up as well. Apologies if that was on your headphones. I think I might get a new Nerf lead. Look at that there. You can see the strands moving and breaking. So we have actually found something else while we've been here that needs looking at. So I'll replace that at a later date. Right, so what I'm thinking is this is going to go probably, I don't think it's going to go nice and square, is it? It's going to have to sit on an angle like that. there. Actually, look at that now. Look at the number of earth leads that have broke there. I've probably got 50% earth leads connected, so I think this is going to be handy that I do replace this earth strap, and it only now needs to be quite a short one. And I did wonder why it was a bit slow to turn over, so I think that's probably the reason why. Now I'm just going to take the positive off this side as well, because as I'm trying it, taking it on and off, it's going to keep connecting and reconnecting the battery and probably cause the alarm to go off. So let's just see how that's going to work out. There, I think that's going to work out okay like that, on that angle, and that will still fit within the cover. So all I need to do now is really nip these fixings up, and what I'm going to do is just put these lock washers on that are provided in the kit. Now it does say in the kit that once it is turned on, as in it's live and your engine's running, there is no way you can accidentally press the remote control and cut your ignition off, because that would be a bit of a disaster, wouldn't it? So I will test that out, because you would not want to be zooming down the motorway or whatever and accidentally turn your car off. So we'll have that like that. I think that's good to go on there. What I'm going to do now is just on the underside of this, there is a lock washer to go on as well. So I'm just going to put this lock washer on here, on the underside of this stud. Right, so those are nice and tight. This, we're back to a 12 or a 13 on this. Oh, that's good. They've made that to 13. Okay, so this is, turns out it's actually a 13. So we needed a 10, a 12, a 13 and a 14 to get this fitted. How crazy is that? Right, so that's that tight. What I'm going to actually do is carry a 13mm spanner in the car with me, because if this fails, I'll be able to put this, take this off and revert it back, which I think is pretty important to do, because you don't want to get marooned just because of a failing of this. What I would just say is ensure these Allen keys are very tight, because I've just found as I was nipping this bolt up on here, it managed to twist, and you don't want any bad connection here, because you're going to end up with some volt drop. Although I do have a problem here where I've lost quite a few strands on my negative, haven't I? Which is a lucky find, really. So we're just going to get 10mm back onto the original post. Nip this up. Right, so I think we've got everything tight now. So we've then got this to connect to the positive. So this just obviously is going to kill its own power, but you don't want it to commit suicide in effect. So it's going to have a little positive wire to feed itself. So let's put that up there and round onto this. Alarm could possibly go off, so mind your eardrums. So there we go, that should be it really. Got the positive back on. So it's all connected up, got the feed on there, negative on there, positive on there. It says you've got to pair it with this remote control. So let's press the on button on here for 3 seconds. Let's just have another read of it. It says for pairing, press and hold the unit manual button on for 3 seconds until the working indicator light blinks 3 times. This will enter the matching mode. Press the on and off button on the remote control. You will hear a beep sound and the working indicator light will blink 3 times. Right, so press that. Right, so that's flashing. So did it say on off, and it's beeping there. So if we turn it on, you can see you've got green lights on it there on the top. I think you can, let's just take the camera off and show you. So you can see it's got green lights on there. Turn it off, that's off. Now it didn't quite work then how my understanding of it was. My understanding was that with the engine running you couldn't turn this on and off, which makes sense because you don't want to be driving along. And now if I do turn it off, it hasn't cut the engine out, which is good. But have I actually electrically disconnected this? Because I've heard this click inside, which does seem a little bit odd, doesn't it? So I'm just going to test it out from a continuity point of view. There, you've got continuity now. Press off. So I've got continuity. So that's continuity with it on. Press off. I still have continuity. Turn the engine off. There is no longer continuity. And I can't start it. And then if I turn it back on, right, okay, so it does work. Okay, so it does seem to work then. I was a little bit sceptical at first that it was working with the off, but what it looks like is, so it's installed here now. It's a shame it's upside down for you. Let me try and turn it around. You've got on and off there, which matches up to the on and off on the remote. It does the same thing. So if I turn it off, it says it's gone off, but the engine's still running. There's still continuity between there. It's only when the engine drops out that it goes completely dead and it won't restart. So that is preventing you from accidentally pressing it when driving along and it cutting out. So yeah, seems okay. That will fit under the box. I'm going to put that on the keyring, take it with me, but I'm going to put in the car a 12mm and a 13mm spanner, sorry, a 10mm for there and a 13mm spanner for there, just to keep that, just in case, because if that fails now, I can't get started, can I? And I can't get that off onto there. So I'm going to take that with me, just in case, and I'm going to buy myself a new earth strap, because look at that there, probably 50% of these strands are broken, which is not good at all. There we go, short video on that battery saver install. Fits nicely underneath the original cover. Let's see how it performs. I'll feed back in a while. Hopefully it just sits there, does nothing basically. Always lets the car start, and come winter or parked up for a while, I can click that button. That's going to disconnect the battery, save the battery, so when I come back to it, I'll have to obviously press the button to connect the battery, then unlock the car. Don't see it as a security risk, because effectively you're pressing it, you're turning the alarm off, but you've also disconnected the battery, so no one's going to take the car, are they? So can't see it being a problem really. Let's see how that performs, and bye for now, and see you in the next video. Bye.